Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. Dispatch has once again shocked the public with a report that quickly spread across platforms. This time, the spotlight is on a brief but meaningful incident that occurred at the airport, involving Jimin and Jungkook. At first glance, it seemed like a typical idol arrival at the airport. Flashing cameras, a crowd of fans, and quick steps to their vehicles. But Dispatch saw something different. Something far deeper than just the usual celebrity routine. According to the report, the incident stemmed from an unexpected situation Jimin encountered upon arriving at the airport. Amidst the unruly crowd, the pressure of the crowd, the shouting, and the constant flashing of cameras, Jimin's expression changed. Instead of his usual smile, he wore a tense expression, as if he were trying to hold something back. Dispatch noted that Jimin's steps slowed, his shoulders tensed, and for a moment he seemed to lose focus. This is where Jungkook became the center of attention. Dispatch revealed that Jungkook, who was walking not far from Jimin, immediately noticed the change. He turned his head. It wasn't just a quick glance, but a look of concern. The camera captured Jungkook pausing for a moment, his body leaning slightly toward Jimin, as if to make sure he was okay. Within seconds, Jungkook's expression changed drastically. His usually calm face appeared shaken. Dispatch described Jungkook's reaction as a silent breakdown. There were no open tears, no dramatic scenes, but his body language spoke louder than words. Jungkook's hands clenched, his jaw tightened, and his breathing became visibly heavier. He lowered his head for a moment, as if trying to compose himself before continuing. For Dispatch, this wasn't a typical reaction from a groupmate. It was a deeply personal emotional response. The report then explored the broader context. Dispatch reminded the public that airports aren't just transit points for idols. For them, airports are often the most vulnerable spaces. There's no stage, no choreography, no safe distance. Every step is watched, every expression analyzed. In such conditions, mental stress can arise without warning. Dispatch hinted that Jimin may have experienced a moment of overwhelm, something rarely seen in public. What made this report even more shocking was the way Dispatch portrayed the emotional connection between Jimin and Jungkook. They stood not just as two members of the same group, but as two individuals who had endured years of training, global pressure, criticism, and expectations together. Dispatch highlighted that Jungkook appeared to put Jimin's well-being above all else in that moment, even amidst the media spotlight. Several eyewitnesses quoted by Dispatch stated that Jungkook briefly slowed his pace to stay level with Jimin. There was a brief pause where the two appeared to exchange words, though their voices were drowned out by the surrounding noise. No one knew for certain what was said, but Dispatch emphasized that Jungkook's expression afterward indicated a deepening of emotion, not a lessening. The public reaction was inevitable. After the Dispatch report was released, social media was immediately abuzz with discussion. Many fans replayed the airport video footage, noting small details they had previously missed. The way Jungkook turned his head, the way he controlled his breathing, the way he remained close to Jimin. Everything was now seen in a different light. For many, this moment was proof of the depth of their bond. Dispatch itself was careful in constructing its narrative. They didn't explicitly infer Jungkook's feelings, but their choice of words clearly pointed the reader in the direction of one thing. This wasn't just professional concern. There was a real emotional burden. There was fear. There was a sense of helplessness that only someone who truly cared could feel. The airport incident also sparked a broader discussion about idol mental health. Dispatch noted that moments like these often go unnoticed because they happen so quickly, but the impact can be profound. For Jungkook, seeing someone he cares about in an uncomfortable state in an uncontrolled public space can be an emotional blow in itself. Dispatch portrayed Jungkook's breakdown not as weakness, but as a human reaction. Interestingly, Dispatch also highlighted how Jungkook tried to regain control of himself before the camera captured more. Within seconds, he lifted his head, composed his expression, and continued walking. But the emotional trail was already gone. The incident was recorded, and Dispatch made sure the public didn't miss it.
앞에 가세요. 지민 잘 가요. 자, 일단은 수고하셨어요. 남겨가셨어요. 잘 다녀왔어요.
For some fans, this report was painful. Seeing Jungkook, often portrayed as a strong and cheerful figure, in such an emotional state revealed a side rarely seen. Dispatch seemed to remind them that behind the global spotlight, there are humans who can feel anxious, afraid, and vulnerable. To date, neither Jimin nor Jungkook have issued an official statement regarding the report, but that silence only makes Dispatch's narrative resonate even more. Without direct clarification, the public can only interpret from video footage, eyewitness accounts, and Dispatch's carefully crafted details. This incident may have only lasted a few minutes at the airport, but its impact was felt far longer. Dispatch didn't just report an incident. They opened a conversation about the pressures, concerns, and emotional bonds often hidden behind the perfect image of K-pop idols. And at the center of it all, there was one quiet moment where Jungkook was seen struggling to contain his emotions, for the sake of someone important to him. And perhaps that's what we often forget. Behind the cameras, busy schedules, and the world's expectations, they were still human. That moment at the airport passed quickly, but the emotional trail lingered far longer. Brief glances, slowed steps, and unspoken reactions spoke volumes more than words. We may never know what truly transpired between Jimin and Jungkook at that moment, and perhaps it's not for us to know. But as viewers, we can choose to view it with empathy, not speculation. Respecting boundaries, understanding the pressure, and realizing that caring often comes in the quietest forms. If you felt the same way while watching this moment, please share your thoughts in the comments. How did you see Jungkook's reaction? Did you notice something different this time? Don't forget to like this video if you appreciate a deeper and more respectful discussion, and subscribe to stay updated on other stories often hidden behind the headlines. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.